This is a screenshot from the official YouTube upload of episode 2 of the Shinemon arc. I don't have anything to say about it necessarily. I just know that some people watch the anime dubbed, some people watch the anime with like Crunchyroll subs or whatever. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone, or as many people as possible, see this. Again, I don't have anything to say about it. I just want to make sure you've seen it. Okay, cool. Now we can move on. So, Shinemon episode 2. This is a difficult one. This is a very, very difficult one because we're only 2 episodes in, and it's difficult to pinpoint this one. Okay, so I guess let's just start from the start, right? When I went into this episode, I expected them to peel back the jokes a little bit because the first episode was extremely comedic, and I assumed that was just for them to establish themselves out of the gate as different. Oh, how can we prove that this story arc is different to the previous ones? Lots of comedy. Okay, cool. And then I expected this second episode to kind of go back to normalcy a little bit. And focus more on like the story and characters. But this episode was 90% comedy, with one scene that kind of further explained Asuka's motivation, and another scene right at the end of the episode that throws us completely off guard. The rest of the episode's jokes. So I guess let's go through the jokes. See, if the entire arc really is like this, then this isn't going to become very fun, because just explaining jokes is not fun to do, but whatever. So the first one is Baby Chrono happened. I predicted this in my Shinemon arc prediction and thoughts video, where I basically talked about the arc before it even aired. I explicitly say we will see Baby Chrono, and well, we didn't see Baby Chrono, but we heard about Baby Chrono, so haha, I'm right again. In fact, this joke was kind of clever, because basically the joke was Mikaru scolding Rai for not buying diapers yet. And, well, this is a subtle allusion to, well, Mikaru's the one who looks after Chrono. Do you get it? Rive runs off and procrastinates raising Chrono, and Mikaru is the one to actually do something about it. See, it's clever. Insert the clip where George Lucas says it's like poetry. They rhyme right here, except I'm not going to because it's funnier if I don't. That's a clever joke. It's, again, a bit fan servicey because, like I said, Bushiroad couldn't not include Chrono, and this is one of the better executions of that, sure. My favorite scene from the episode was the one where Asuka explained her motivation. She just straight up goes up to Shin and is like, okay, dude, I'm gonna level with you here. I just want you to put my logo on the front of your store. That's it. That's all I'm asking. And you know what? I really liked this because I was expecting this story arc to Flanderize all the characters, and trust me, we'll get to that in a second. So the fact that Asuka basically is portrayed as the one in the right, her demands are 100% reasonable. She's not trying to tear down the store or take ownership from him or anything. She literally just wants her logo on the front and to probably take a fairly small part of the profits. That's it. And to that end, I ask, well, why doesn't Shin take the offer? Because it's fairly clear from the ending cliffhanger that she even has Misaki's best interests in mind. Maybe the cut of revenue she takes from Shin goes directly to Misaki's future, you know? Maybe Shin doesn't know that yet. I don't know. Dramatic irony, etc. I really like that scene, and the little comedy parts they throw in are nice, but unfortunately that's the one scene in the entire episode that even tries to take itself seriously, and like I said, even then it's got jokes sprinkled in there. And well, the problem with the rest of the episode just being nothing but jokes is, well, jokes more than pretty much anything ever, maybe horror I guess, are completely subjective. Comedy and horror are like the two most subjective things in the fucking world, and what you laugh at is completely different to what I laugh at. It's just the case. And one of the things that Britain, because I haven't exactly made it a secret that I'm British, that I'm from England, One of the things that's known about Britain is that it has a very dry and sort of biting sense of comedy. If you've seen any British comedies, you'll know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately, anime comedy is the exact opposite of this. Instead of being dry substance, it's wacky nonsense. And yeah, it's not great. Some of the jokes are funny. Mainly the ones to do with Mikaru are funny. Some of the ones to do with Asuka are decent, like when she faints at the cat is alright. It's the stuff to do with Mark. All of the jokes to do with Mark fucking sucked. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. All the stuff of him being a weeaboo ninja and everything, they just didn't, they're not funny. Okay, if you laugh, they're funny. See, that's the thing. Comedy is subjective. So if you laughed at the joke, then I guess that technically makes it a good joke. But I didn't laugh at the joke. I was just sat there fucking holding my head going, why, stop it now, please, I'll do anything. It's not funny. And it's weird because this anime is trying to be more mature than most card game anime and aiming itself at an older audience, hence the ecchi stuff. And, well, it's being more mature and it's going for the silliest ninja jokes in the world. Every joke is character does over-the-top thing and other character either reacts in an even more over-the-top manner or they react in a deadpan manner. Those are the two. And it wasn't good. It just, it fucking sucked. It was bad. And the stuff with Gonami, I think she's called Gonami. The joke with her wanting the cat was, it was better than the ninja stuff with Mark, but it wasn't a marked up improvement. That's a pun for you. That's also comedy. That stuff wasn't great either. This episode seemed fairly pointless in the grand scheme of things. It was basically the premise, for anyone who actually cares, because again, even the anime itself didn't care about the premise of this episode, was that Shin gets his deck mixed up and has to go back to Asuka's tower to steal it back, despite explicitly saying in the previous episode that he would go nowhere near her tower. That's the plot of the episode. And we get a few minutes of them pretending to be ninjas and it being the most groan-worthy shit imaginable. And then Shin finally realizes, hey, what if I get this teenage girl to fawn over my cat so that we can just get past her already? And I mean, at least that one was functional to the plot, I guess, but it wasn't funny. Once again, comedy subjective. If you laughed at it, it's a good joke, I guess. I didn't laugh. I just sat there groaning, oh my god, they're still doing this. They're still having character overreact to things. Anime, please invent one other joke. And then the episode ends with Shin sneaking into Asuka's room, getting his deck back, but not before he runs into a swimwear and gets embarrassed because swimwear, am I right? That's very epic and funny, my dudes. That's a joke I've never seen in any anime ever. But don't worry, things get even more cliched than that, because he actually walks into a shower while she's still in there. And it's even less epicer and less funnier because he overreacts and she deadpans. Like I said, the one anime joke that exists in the world. And they don't even fucking commit to it either because she's wearing a swimsuit. So they didn't even commit to him walking in on her in the shower. I know it wouldn't have made sense for her to be naked because it was a poolside shower, but still, it's just... this comedy is driving me insane. And that's the problem. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the jokes are funny. Everything with Mikaru. The part where Mikaru says, I don't want to card fight because all my friends are idiots, is an absolute mood, TBH. God, this fucking episode has turned me into a meme lord, I guess, just because of how bad the comedy is. Now my sense of comedy is being dragged down with it. That scene was funny. I like that bit. Oh, also there's some stuff about Tachibana wanted to be taught by Shin. But the problem with all the story and character related stuff with this anime now is because this episode was so nonsensical and so unimportant in the grand scheme of things. It makes me wonder how important everything else is. Is Shin being a mentor to Tachibana going to be shoved off to the side as a joke? I don't know. Is the stuff with Misaki going to be shoved to the side as a joke? I don't know. Is the stuff with the two card shops going to be pushed to the side as a joke? I don't know. And that's a problem because you kind of want me to get invested in this story, right? Yeah, that's kind of difficult. And, well, yeah, this episode didn't serve much plot purpose, so I can only justify it as being a tone setter instead, because those are two of your main plot, those are two of your main episode purposes. It can be plot driven, it can establish a tone. There are a bunch of other purposes for episodes too, but those are the two main ones that could apply to this episode, and the plot one obviously doesn't, so tone setter it is then. And yeah, if it isn't a tone setter and it really does serve no purpose, then that's a real bad sign as well, because this is episode 2 of the story arc. Historically, in anime fiction, episode 2 is the most important episode of a series because it proves whether or not your enjoyment of the first episode was a fluke and this anime is actually worth watching. I don't know, am I interested in seeing more? Of course, absolutely. See, that's kind of the problem, right? This episode was so nonsensical and random and weird that I can't help but see what happens next, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like a car crash, you can't help but look away. But I don't know if that's the case. Am I wanting to watch more because it's genuinely good, or am I wanting to watch more because it's kind of bad? Because this episode in a vacuum is kind of bad, because again, its main purpose is tone setting with comedy, and the comedy only hit on average 2 out of 5, I'd say. 2 jokes in every 5 were probably ones that actually made me chuckle, and that's not a great batting average. I'm just all over the place today, but that's fine because it's a visual representation of the quality of the Shinemon arc. So, haha, I'm being clever and meta. Yeah, basically, if you could salvage any of my actual opinions from the word gunk that I just slopped onto you there, then feel free to try and decipher it, because I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But I am interested in seeing what happens in the future. I'm hoping it takes more of a down-to-earth tone, but if it doesn't, that's fine. I can have a comedy arc in this long-running anime, sure. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, that was the episode. I don't know what to think about it. Again, it's too early. I need to know if this is the normal or not. And it's too early to know. So yeah, I'll see you next time where I talk about, I guess, episode 3, and I lose my mind even more. So, yeah, see you then, I guess.